listening to BottleCAST, the official podcast of BottleCaps.
Yeah, hey guys. So welcome to another episode of BottleCast. As you guys know, I'm Lupe Lopez, the multimedia director here. I have here with me Corey Gerstner, our chief operations officer, and Sean Lynch, the founder of BevAR. So we wanted to kind of kick this off, and I'll have each person introduce themselves here. And the topic of discussion is AR. And how we're leaning into these technologies, the great partners that we've brought onto the team to help us, really innovate and push the envelope and insert buzzwords here. But with that said, Sean, can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Sean Lynch. So I started up BevAR a few years ago, and it actually started as an app, and we've had a pivot. We're moving into pretty much becoming consultancy. Our whole mission is to connect, beverage brands and introduce them into augmented reality, and as well as platforms such as Bottlecaps, how they can leverage this technology. And the end game is to really enhance the customer's experience with augmented reality. That's it in a nutshell.
Awesome. Thank you, Sean. And then Corey, give the folks here a little brief introduction.
Yeah, hi, Corey Gerstner here, Chief Operations Officer for BottleCaps. I've been on a couple of Lupe's episodes, but I guess for this project in particular, Sean reached out with the idea via LinkedIn, and so we scheduled a meetup and a discovery call. And here at BottleCaps, we're always looking to kind of be first to market with new technologies or new offerings, and then certainly the secondary piece is to support our customers or our clients, both at the retailer level as well as the supplier or the brand level. And so when Sean pitched his idea to kind of connect the two worlds of AR technology with e-commerce technology, and that we might be a good fit, it made sense. So we kind of jumped on the phone, added in some other team members to the mix, and that's what's gotten us to this point on actually taking on this project as a pilot, and hopefully, bringing it to market very soon.
Great. Thank you for that introduction, Corey. Guys, let's go ahead and jump into it. Every great love story has a beginning. So, Corey, can you kind of talk about, how it was, meeting Sean here? He reached out to us. We set up a meeting. And Sean, you pitched to us, you introduced us to everything that you were doing with AR, and we just kind of seen some synergies align there. So, Corey, can you kind of speak on your part in that?
Yeah, I think the initial conversations started off with more of an education. Sean kind of telling us first what he envisioned this partnership looking like, and then some of the nuances of the technology itself, and honestly how readily available it was, and how the turnaround times aren't necessarily this long drawn out process, that this could be a quick turnaround in some instances. And there were some low hanging fruit opportunities to just get something going, to get something started, which, if you know anything about BottleCaps, that's always a big point of emphasis here, is we're not looking for perfection around every single corner. In technology, it's always evolving anyway. So what's perfect today isn't perfect tomorrow. So we really embraced the idea of let's do something. And then we thought that there was a wide open opportunity, given that, from our perspective within the industry, and then in the e-commerce kind of sector of the industry specifically, there wasn't really anything out there that was challenging, this premise, or was offering this to its customer base. So we love the idea of kind of being the first to do this and being the platform that really brings AR, augmented reality experiences into the shopping, behavior, or the shopping experience itself. And so from there, it's progressed into, trying to identify who are those major players and those stakeholders. Ani and his team on our development side of things, bringing the technology into our platform for compatibilities, for integrations, and then just kind of progressing one step at a time to then finally identify brands that we would like to bring on to this pilot and launch this offering with.
Great. And then Sean, can you kind of pick up from there? What attracted you to Bottlecaps? What stood out? And then, you know, how have you seen the relationship since?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd actually even take it a step back, and you know, one of the reasons why I even approached Bottlecaps is, you know, I've been involved in augmented reality, borderline obsessed with it for a few years, because I think the potential is massive. I mean, it is everywhere, especially in the last 6 months. People hear metaverse. What does that mean? AR cloud. There's all these terms, and augmented reality is fantastic. It's proven that it engages customers, right? It attracts their attention. They spend more time. All of this is proven, but there are some hurdles, and I love solving problems. And really, there's two types. So you have to make a choice when you do augmented reality. You either have to do it what we call natively, which is have it within up until now, a designated AR app, right? Or you take the web-based approach, which is it's hosted on the web. Now, with one, you have the hurdle of you have to get people to download an app just for that experience. I mean, that's really the utility of that app, which is a tough sell, and that's a big hurdle. On the flip side, with the BevAR, it's fantastic, and in the last 2 years, the advancements have been unbelievable. However, people still have to access this. So it's left a lot of brands, you know, not only do you have to invest in AR and creating an experience, but you have to figure out and pretty much promote and pay for how do people access it. And that's through printing, you know, QR codes. It could be changing your packaging, doing really expensive experiential marketing, you know, on-premise campaigns. So I'm always trying to find that problem. And I almost fell upon it, but I said, where do people actually interact with beverage brands? Well, it's largely on e-commerce. You know, we obviously know this through the pandemic. It's, you know, e-commerce has exploded. But, you know, and that's definitely not going away. Even as people go back into brick and mortar, go back into retail, they will still be using the apps, even if it's just to signal that there's a sale on or to favorite their favorite. So, you know, to me, I kind of looked at the two and I said, okay, how can we bridge that? And I love the flexibility of the BevAR, but actually, why wouldn't the access point be in apps that people are using, even for a different utility, a different purpose, which is connecting with purchasing the brand? And, you know, looking out there at the players, you know, was able to look up BottleCaps, and, you know, a company that has literally solved such a massive problem for, you know, independent stores who in the past could not afford to build their own e-commerce app. It's just, it wasn't feasible or viable. And, you know, to connect that with your solution, and the best part is it's at scale. You know, BottleCaps is able to simply update all of the different apps, you know, in one shot. Often like you're already able to do with other different types of ad buys, you know, within your properties. So to me, it made perfect sense. And as I like to do, I'm very direct when I like to approach people. I do my research beforehand. So I don't just, you know, start with a sentence. I believe I actually made you guys a demo within your own product.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, to show that this is how, not have to ask too many questions right away. You guys can get a sense of this is what the experience would look like. This is the value that we could add, you know, bring to customers and your clients.
And I think that really communicated the power of AI. Like when you experience it, it's so immersive and there's so much value there that it was quite the easy sell to just figure out a way to bridge that. So, awesome. Okay, great. I appreciate that, Sean. So with that said, we're launching a new segment here within BottleCast. You are going to be the second person that we try this on. The first one was Haley. But it's our back-to-back round.
Back to back like I'm on the cover of Lethal Weapon. I'm too old for this shit.
Okay, Sean. So our back-to-back round, it's a speed question round, and it's just to get to know you a little more. As you can tell by your face, you had no warning of this.
No clue. And I'm worried. I should preface, I am located. I'm up in Canada. So if this was trivia, I mean, we've got, different Trivial Pursuit cards. I'm just saying. So
we'll see. So the goal of this is to answer these questions in as few words as possible. So 1 word or 2 words if you can. If you need more, fine. But here we go. Question 1, hometown.
Toronto.
Favorite sports team, any sport.
Maple Leafs.
Favorite drink.
Gin Sonic.
Favorite food.
Wings.
Do you have any pets? If so, I need their names.
My son has a lizard named Jeffrey.
Okay. Jeffrey, great. Greatest fear.
Oh.
You got personal on him.
We're gonna zoom in.
Yeah. I'm an adrenaline junkie, love all animals and all that other stuff. I don't know, the dentist.
something about the drill. The zzz.
Yeah.
Okay, favorite music genre.
I'm all over I love everything. I'll say I'm in a bit of a country vibe right now.
Great. Pet peeve.
Laziness.
Somewhere you want to travel.
I've already booked for Turks and Caicos.
And then sum up an embarrassing moment in 1 word.
Streaking.
Oh my gosh. Well, guys, that wraps up our back-to-back round.
Back to back like I'm on the cover of Lethal Weapon.
Okay, that's enough. We're gonna cue the music again. Okay, great. So I appreciate that. That's something we're throwing in just to kind of, get people knowing that we're still human, and that even though we get all this stuff done, there's a personality behind it, and I appreciate that, Sean. Thank you so much, guys.
Absolutely.
That was Sean Lynch with streaking. So great. So let's move it forward, guys. So we talked about how we met. We talked about what the synergies were. What are some things that we're looking to either offer or that we have ready to go to offer? Can you guys just kind of catch up the industry on that? Whoever wants to go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can definitely take that. So, I think the amazing thing that, that we're, coming together to be able to offer and Bottlecaps is able to offer, your clients is, so actually maybe I should start from the brand side. From the brands, the offer is fantastic. So it's the ability to provide augmented reality experiences to consumers in a really simple and seamless, I won't say experience, but I just said it again, through product pages. That's it. It's that simple without having, to put in the effort, or I don't want to say effort, but putting in the, let's say the budget towards trying to promote and push, because within the apps, there already is a customer base. For the retailers, it's a chance, especially in this moment, and I would say the next year, it's the ability to add value, to obviously your customers, but differentiate, yourself from the liquor store down the street, from, some of the competitors by offering this, this value that is going to entice people, to come to your location, to come into your apps.
Great. Corey?
Yeah, I would certainly second everything Sean said there. And I think obviously at Bottlecaps, we work with so many brands at a high level when it comes to creating share of voice within our apps, our retailers' platforms, as well as our Bottle Rover app and website that we kind of host and maintain. But to take it a step further, all of those product pages come standard with your basic product name, the image, your tasting notes, so on and so forth. That's become kind of the norm or the status quo within e-commerce, where we're able to take this a step up and to advance the experience is with this AR component. So it's as simple as on that product page where you're getting all that other information, there's an icon you can press in your phone and the experience comes to life. That product comes to life. That brand comes to life. So there's a lot of brands out there, as Sean referenced, that have already spent the money, put in the time and effort to create these experiences via AR. We want to be the place that those live, right? So we envision a world where on our product catalog, we just start eating up percentages of that are AR compatible, and those brands are coming with AR experiences built in. We have the ability to change those out, whether that be seasonality, whether those be contest based, whether those be event based, with really the flip of a switch, as long as it's being done on that brand side. Or we have the ability to run with a consistent experience for the duration. But again, it allows Bottlecaps to differentiate itself, across the landscape from other e-commerce platforms, and that allows the brands to do that very same thing, right? They have a home where they can host that and enhance the user experience by doing so. So it makes sense to us. We're always looking to add value, again, to both of our audience bases, suppliers, brands, and then the retailers alike. And so now it's just a process of identifying which brands those are. And then, creating, the pitch or the demo, as Sean has said before, so that they can see this in a working format. And then, get their commitment to being part of our initial offering. We're looking right now to kind of identify 10 to 15 brands, either in our current roster here at BottleCaps or outside, totally fine, that we can launch this first iteration with. Roll with it. I mean, we will see very quickly an uptick in those views, those clicks, those time spent on product pages based on this AR experience. I have no doubt whatsoever on that. That then just loops back into our value to the brand itself on the Bottlecaps platform. So that's kind of where we are right now. That's the stage that we're in, actively building up that base of 10 or 15 experiences, and then we're going to launch. From there, we obviously are going to continue to seek other partners and continue to build out that product catalog as we go.
Awesome. And then if there's any brands or partners out there interested, we will drop the links here in the description where you can get in contact with either of Sean or Corey here. So excited to have you. Excited to innovate on this technology and leverage this for the future. So great, guys. Sean, did you want to add something?
Well, I just wanted to, the one thing that's great is, and just kind of emphasize the one point that up until now, augmented reality has really been about marketing campaigns, right? Everything you've seen, there's been some great stuff out there. I could go through many different brands that, whether it's a contest, doing something, the way that AR is going is really consumers are going to expect to be able to engage within some sort of immersive environment with brands. So brands really need to, you don't have to have a planned program. It can just be actually taking a lot of your content that you already have, you've already created, and just putting it in, providing it in an immersive way. So whether it's, letting consumers get to know your backstory, giving them kind of an immersive walkthrough, of your locations, whether it's product info, all of these different types of things, talking about what your brand stands for. If you have a great podcast like this, why not put them up and have them accessible through an AR experience? Again, so it's not just about campaigns. Currently, up until now, it has been, but brands should definitely start thinking about what is your kind of business as usual, always on AR, strategy going forward. And if you don't know, but you want to just have a conversation, reach out. That's where all of this starts. It's happening so fast. It's hard for anybody, whether it's brands or retailers, to even keep up. And that's why we're here. That's why I'm here, is to kind of help hold people's hands and walk them through.
Great. I appreciate you sharing that, Sean. So yeah, we'll go ahead and close it out. But before we do, what's some advice, Sean, for anybody looking in and looking into dabble into the world that is AR? what's some advice or some guidance that you'd give them that for folks that might be on the fence?
Yeah. If you're on the fence, it's probably because, again, there's been so much information. So, the first piece of advice is reach out. Literally, my job is to actually hold your hand and walk through and demystify, clarify, and simplify, your process. And, one technique is not the exact same or the right technique from one brand to the next. So we have a conversation. What are you looking to get out of it? Even if you're not sure, what are the different options? So that's why we've set up this pilot program to make it really easy. Try to reduce as many barriers to entry as possible and really guide through. And this is a learning journey for everybody. The one thing that is certain is AR is just going to get bigger and more common. So it's a great time to start having those conversations. And again, we're here to walk you through the whole way. Even if you have, some knowledge to no knowledge, doesn't matter.
Great. I appreciate that. And then Corey, any final words for our folks here?
No, I think for our listening audience, again, here at BottleCaps, it's all about connecting the dots within the industry of beer, wine, and spirits and producing value. So, partners like BevAR and Sean are something we're always on the hunt for. And we're very excited about this particular project, eager to see it through to market and getting very close to that point. So, I second what he said. If you're interested in just hearing more, reach out to us, either via our BottleCaps.com, contact us page, or Lupe can throw some links in here to get in direct contact with Sean too. But this is a learning experience for everybody. And, we're, opening up the doors for really any brand or anybody interested in learning more.
Absolutely. Well, guys, I'm excited. This is going to be, for anyone listening in, this is going to be the first iteration of this working partnership. So we're going to have more episodes. We're going to have Sean on here more. Maybe not so much talking about some of his embarrassing moments, but more so leaning into AR. We're excited to show you
off some really cool stuff. That's what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, take that as you will. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, we'll have some screen captures. We'll have some working examples, and just excited to share more. So if you're still with us here, thank you so much for listening in, and we'll see you on the next episode of BottleCast.
Thanks for listening to BottleCast, the official podcast of BottleCaps. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Cheers.